Martell Holt is not having an easy time these days, especially after the rumors linking his ex-wife Melody Sherry to actor and political candidate Harper began to spread like wildfire. What was supposed to be a calm season in their lives has turned into another wave of drama, and this time, it isn't because of anything messy that Melody did. In fact, it's the opposite. It's because she's finally at peace. She's glowing, moving differently, and people are starting to notice that she may have found something, or someone, that adds to her new season of happiness. And for Martell, who's been used to being at the center of Melody's life for years, watching her thrive without him might be the hardest pill to swallow yet. We all watched the way their marriage fell apart on reality TV. From cheating scandals to public arguments and courtroom battles, it felt like their entire relationship was on display. The divorce wasn't just painful, it was drawn out, messy, and very emotional for everyone involved, especially Melody. She didn't just walk away from a marriage, she had to rebuild her life, her mindset, and her heart from the ground up. It wasn't just about cutting Martell off. It was about cutting off anything that didn't align with the woman she was trying to become. After the storm settled, Melody took her time to truly heal. She wasn't in a rush to date again, to start over with someone new, or to prove to anyone that she had moved on. Instead, she focused on herself, on doing the inner work. She spent months in therapy, journaling, praying, and learning how to love herself again. She made it clear that self-love wasn't just a trending phrase, it was her way of life. And the results have shown. Melody has been glowing in ways we haven't seen in years. Her laugh is louder, her smile is genuine, and her energy feels lighter. She's been spending more time with her kids, focusing on her businesses, dropping new music, and staying completely booked and unbothered. While Melody was building herself up, Martell seemed to be stuck in a cycle. Headlines continued to follow him, some involving women, some involving court issues, and others just showing him trying to stay relevant in the public eye. At first, he seemed like he was still trying to stay in Melody's orbit, still trying to play a role in her life. But slowly, things started to change. Co-parenting was getting better. They were actually communicating like adults. The drama died down a bit, and fans were hopeful that both of them had found a way to move forward in peace. Then, all of a sudden, Harper entered the picture. Harper, for those who don't know, isn't just a Hollywood actor. He's a best-selling author, a Harvard Law graduate, an activist, and now a Senate candidate in Michigan. Oh, and he's also a single dad, raising his adopted son. Basically, Hill is the definition of grown man energy, calm, confident, and deeply involved in making a difference. And when his name started getting linked to Melody's, the internet couldn't help but sit up and pay attention. It all started with a brunch event called Mimosas with Melody. Hill made a surprise appearance, and photos started circulating of the two of them smiling, chatting, and looking very comfortable. It didn't look forced. It didn't look like some random meetup. The vibe was calm and familiar. Then, things escalated when Melody showed up to support Hill at a fundraiser for his Senate campaign. She wasn't just standing in the back or playing the role of a quiet guest. She was front and center, smiling in photos, standing next to him, and clearly showing her support in a very public way. And just when people thought it might just be a political or professional relationship, another moment added fuel to the fire. A charity event photo made its rounds online, showing Hill with his arm around Melody. They were standing close, smiling, and looking like they'd known each other for years. To make things even more interesting, Melody's kids were also at that event. And that's what made people pause. Because if Melody is introducing her children into the mix, even in a public setting, it starts to feel more intentional. It doesn't seem random anymore. Of course, neither Hill nor Melody confirmed anything. In true Melody fashion, she kept things low-key and classy. But the silence only made the internet louder. Speculation turned into full-on theories. Fans started playing detective, comparing posts, digging up past interviews, and trying to piece the puzzle together. And the buzz wasn't just about whether they were dating, it was about what this connection represented for Melody. People saw this as a major shift, a real glow-up moment. She wasn't just moving on, she was leveling up. Eventually, Melody decided to go live on Instagram to address the rumors. And as usual, she didn't do too much, but she said enough to keep people talking. She made it clear that she and Hill were good friends. She praised his character, called him smart, kind, and focused and said she respected him deeply. But she also said that they were not dating, not engaged, and not in a romantic relationship. Still, the way she spoke about him, with warmth, admiration, and a sense of calm, only made fans lean in closer. Because let's be honest, sometimes it's not what someone says, it's how they say it. And Melody wasn't rushing to shut the door on anything. She left enough room for people to read between the lines. Now, let's talk about Martell. Because after that live, something shifted with him too. Fans noticed his social media went unusually quiet. For someone who posts often, sometimes oversharing or going on long rants, his silence stood out. People started wondering if the reality of Melody moving on, even if it's just emotionally or spiritually, had finally hit him. There were whispers from people close to the situation who claimed Martell was emotional after Melody's live. Not necessarily because of Harper, but because of the peace Melody seemed to have found. Because for Martell, that peace probably felt like a wall. A sign that he no longer had the same access, the same presence, or the same place in her life. It's one thing to lose a relationship. It's another to watch the person you were once closest to shine in ways they never did with you. And that's exactly what fans think Martell is struggling with right now. He's watching Melody thrive, watching her glow up, and realizing that the chapter is truly closed. Not just on the marriage, but on the version of her life that included him in a meaningful way. People are even saying this might be the first time Martell is really sitting with his feelings. He can't distract himself with chaos anymore. He can't post a shady caption and expect a reaction. He can't stir up drama and keep the cycle going. Because Melody isn't playing that game anymore. She's moved on from needing to clap back. She's not interested in proving points or winning battles. She's focused on peace. And that peace? It's louder than any drama could ever be. Now here's the part that really got fans emotional. What if the rumors were true? What if Melody and Hill are building something real behind the scenes? What would that look like? Imagine a relationship built on maturity, calmness, and shared values. Hill is a father. Melody is a mother. They both care deeply about their communities, their families, and their growth. They understand what it means to raise children, to build legacies, and to protect peace. A relationship between them would look nothing like Melody's past. It wouldn't be about control or chaos, it would be about respect and calm energy. That's why so many fans are rooting for Hill. Not because of his fame, but because of the energy he brings. He doesn't chase clout. He doesn't move loud. He supports Melody without trying to steal the spotlight. And even with all the attention, he's remained respectful, quiet, and present. That kind of energy is rare, and it's something that fans have wanted for Melody for a long time. Someone who doesn't need to be the center of attention, but who stands strong beside her. Martell, on the other hand, represents a chapter that's already closed. His history is filled with cheating scandals, explosive arguments, and public meltdowns. And while people believe in growth and second chances, the contrast between Martell and Hill is hard to ignore. Hill represents stability. Martell represents the past. And for a woman like Melody, who has fought hard to build a new life, the decision to protect that peace is more important than any headline. What we're seeing isn't just a love story. It's a power shift. Melody choosing peace over drama. Choosing herself over pleasing others. Choosing healing over revenge. Whether she's dating Hill or not, the message is clear: she's no longer operating from a place of pain. She's making choices from a place of power. And that's what makes this moment so powerful. Fans are watching this unfold not just because they're curious about Melody's love life, but because her journey represents something bigger. It's a reminder that healing is real. That glow-ups don't always come from revenge bodies or quick rebounds. Sometimes, the real glow-up is peace, clarity, and self-love. And Melody has all three. As for Martell, only time will tell how he handles this chapter. But one thing's for sure, he's not in control of the narrative anymore. Melody is. And that, more than any rumor, is what's shaking the internet right now. So what do you think? Is Martell really hurting because of Harper? Or is he finally realizing that the version of Melody he once knew is gone for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it.